Welcome back to the Citizen Channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. I'm one of our regular features, not the greatest one today, guys. A disappointing match down at Selhurst Park. We're going to have a match report on Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 0. Very disappointing. Yes, we did. I think Pep said we played very well. Sorry. Yes, we sort of did, but we didn't we lacked a little bit of penetration, let's say, in front of goal. But we'll have a chat about it, guys, anyway. And he said something about the grass, but I'm sure he was having a dig at someone else. I'm sure it wasn't what he actually thought. I think that was a bit of a dig, but yeah. Anyway, we'll talk. I don't do Pep's quotes because they are what they are, aren't they? And obviously Pep is what he is. So we'll look back at that anyway. Selhurst Park, 14th of March 2022. 8 p.m. kickoff. Of course, we had the absolutely useless Martin Atkinson in charge of this, and he is absolutely useless. I'll say it now because I'll probably forget if I'm talking through it, but the amount of times Ederson's been booked for literally time wasting on one or two occasions in a game and reads referees, including people like Martin Atkinson. He gets booked, and yet you get that idiot Gator, Alligator, whatever he's called, in goal for them, wasting time from the start. He's one of these that'll put the ball on the goal kick point and then stroll to the edge of the area to remonstrate with somebody, stroll back and then move the ball over to the other side. And absolutely nothing he's done. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's anti-football, and that's what Viera is capable of. I don't want him anywhere near my club because, all right, they have to get a point, but why? I mean, the mid-table, should play a bit of football. They did nearly nick a couple of goals, of course they did, but things like that should be clamped down on. It is horrible to watch. So Atkinson is as bad as all the others. Assistants Lee Betts, Richard West, fourth official Simon Hooper, Jared Gilley on VAR. I don't think we needed him, did we? I think most of us got the team right, guys, didn't we? 11 out of 11. I think that was our best starting team. And obviously, by the way, Pep didn't play any subs. He didn't think we had anyone good enough to improve it on the bench. So that says a lot going forward, doesn't it? Ederson, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, KDB, Bernardo, Grealish, Foden and Mahrez. For them, pardon my pronunciations, Geeta, Klein, Anderson, Gui, I think it is Gui, that's why we played Gui, Mitchell, Kouyaté, Schlupp, Olise, Gallagher, Zaha and Mateta. Please, if you are new to the channel, guys, push that subscribe button. They're a lot more cheerful than this sometimes, but I'll try and make it cheerful. We've got to look on the bright side. It's only football. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. We love our club, no matter what. So please push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. Everything City, past, present and forever. And that's what we'll be. And give us a thumbs up, guys, if you like what I try and do on here. Please give us that thumbs up. That'd be most appreciated. Back to the match report. 9 minutes, the first real effort as Mahrez puts it well wide. I think they may have. I was there last night, guys, so I've not had a chance to look at this back at all. I have to look at some brief highlights, so I'm going from memory and some other little sort of reports on stats and stuff. But I think that was our first real effort on 9 minutes as Mahrez puts it well wide. 13 minutes, Walker lost it. No idea what he was doing, fortunately. Elise did it with the outside of his left foot, and yet it was coming in from his left, so it was never going to go in the goal, and it ended up probably about 4 or 5 yards wide, but I don't know what Walker was doing. And I don't think I've got it down here. I think Laporte made a bit of a rick as well, but I don't have it on here. I can't remember what minute that was, but he wasn't helping either. Some lax defending generally from City, just a lack of concentration, unfortunately. But fortunately, we got away with it in a good way, which was good. 14 minutes, KDB. A speculative shot from distance. Geeta sort of just straight at Geeta. He fumbles it. Terrible goalkeeper. Should put more pressure on these sort of goalies that are rubbish like this, like the Sporting one the other day. And Bernardo, instead of just hitting it first time, which I thought we'd started to do that, but I live in cloud cuckoo land, guys. Don't we? We played that game against United where as soon as we got in the box, we were smacking it. All of a sudden, we've gone back to divvying and trying to be clever. And instead of just hitting it first time, which he could have done with his left, there was certainly an angle there for him to score. He tried to take it back around the keeper and run it out for a goal kick, and that just about summed up City's night, never mind Bernardo's night. 26 minutes, a great flick over his head by KDB, a bit of opportunism. A great, okay save by the keeper. So that's a little bit too close for him, but brilliant by KDB. It was a good effort, well worth a goal, but it wasn't. 27 minutes, Cancelo blasts and hits the post from distance. Well done, Cancelo. One of the decent things he did on the night. And then Laporte again, he's got previous for this, just totally skied the rebound. All right, probably came to him a little bit high. Did he have time to take a touch? Possibly, but very disappointing. It's a shame we haven't got any sort of goal poachers in and around that box, isn't it, to pick up these things? Perhaps one day. 45 minutes, Mahrez, another high and wide, this time a little bit closer. Yeah, he had 2 or 3 efforts, I think, in that first half. So 0-0 at half-time. Once again, we're sort of leaving the game into 45 minutes to actually do something, which, you only need them to nick a goal and it becomes an uphill climb, doesn't it? 50 minutes, first chance for Palace in the second half, but after some head tennis from a corner, it drops just wide. 57 minutes, Grealish plays in KDB, just onside despite a late flag. Obviously, there was a flag, but I don't think anyone was offside from what I saw on the replay. And he hits the post from a tight angle, great chance. And Mahrez following up, again, blasted it, keeper's in the right spot, just tipped it over anyway. But as I said, there was a flag, but I believe it was hard to see where the offside was. So whether it had gone to VAR, it would have been allowed to stand. Hopefully so, but we'll never know. Hopefully so, it didn't, so it doesn't matter, does it? 70 minutes, KDB feeds Grealish, who zooms it across the 6-yard. That's a great ball by Grealish. So I will say, gents, now I had a pretty okay game for me. Grealish is one of our outstanding players. He gets a lot of criticism, and he will do for this game, but I thought he tried everything he had in his little box of tricks. Unfortunately, he didn't come out with that little bit of magic. Again, he zooms it across, and Bernardo does make contact with it, but again, it just zooms past the far post, and it's sort of spinning wide rather than spinning on target. So again, Bernardo should have had at least one goal last night. Very, very disappointing. Right place, right time, wrong finish. 85 minutes, a rare chance for Zaha. Obviously, they thought, we might nick this, undeservedly, but there you go. But it was straight at Ederson. 92 minutes, panic in the City defence again. As I say, it got a bit hairy that last few minutes as we pushed for a goal, and we've done it before, haven't we? Okay, let's be disappointed, take the point. It's an extra point, and end up getting beat. But unfortunately, after a bit of head tennis and a poor Stones header, it was blasted over by Gallagher. And even then, we had a great chance. Even then, Mr. Laporte, again, a great free kick from KDB. Laporte seemed to do everything right, rolls like a salmon. And then he sort of header, I don't know, he scuffed his header onto the back of the Palace defender. It wasn't the greatest contact with his head, and it sort of just fell nicely for Guita, the keeper. And that was pretty much the end of that. That was the end of the game, 0-0. Disappointing from a City perspective. I was just waiting for the cut to be presented to the Palace team, because obviously the fans went wild, as you'd expect. But that's how it is. That's what drawing with City does for you. I've seen it a few times, and they beat us. Flipping heck, it would have been Wonderland for them, wouldn't it? Stats: shots 7 by Palace, 1 on target. Not great. Stats: 18 shots by City, 4 on target. Again, pretty poor. Doesn't allow for blocks, but a lot of City stuff yesterday was just off target. It wasn't blocks, it was either over or wide. Not good enough. Possession 74% for City. The pass completion tells its own story. Just 65% for Palace and only 86% for City. It might sound okay, but that's one of our lower pass completion rates that we do. So let's go on to the ratings. Stuart Brennan for the Evening News. I'll harp in if there's anything worth me saying, if I disagree with Stuart or I agree with him. And we'll go where I'm starting with a 6, which is my basic figure. So if you had an okay game, they'll get a 6. If they had a slightly better than okay game, they'll get more. If they had a worse than an okay game, they'll get less than 6. Stuart is quite brutal with these player ratings. Ederson, no real saves to make, and he was inches away with pass at the match to Mahrez. He was, but didn't happen. Stuart's given him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Kyle Walker, worrying error in the first half, but gave Zaha a little encouragement until he moved inside. So Stuart's given him a 6. Yeah, I've given him a 6 as well. Okay, there was an error, but at least he was getting forward, but no end products, which a lot of the time there isn't from Kyle Walker. So if he supplies the ball for someone else to provide end products, I'm happy with that. But he was up for it, but a couple of mistakes, but I can't really give him less than a 6 for the effort anyway. John Stones probably wouldn't have played if Diaz was fit, says Stuart, but he was City's best defender, he was, and he's going to get my highest score of the day. Stuart's given him a 7. I give him a 7. Apart from faffing about at the end, which he did, nearly ruined blotted his copybook, if you like. But I thought he had a very good game. Laporte reprised his wobble, says Stuart, that handed Zaha a goal at the Etihad, but was excellent in the second half. Yeah, perhaps that was playing on his mind. I'm not too sure. Stuart's given him a 6, though, which is okay. I've only given him a 5.5. I thought he was okay, but he's not, he had 2 great chances. All right, he's not a striker, but come on, he's a footballer. He should be able to head and hit a ball with his foot in the direction of the goal. So, I'll just give him a 5.5. I'm afraid, Mr. Laporte. Cancelo struck the post, says Stuart, with a ferocious shot, but his passing was an off colour as he was last week when struck by a bug. Perhaps he's not fully recovered. So, Stuart's given him a 4. I think that's a bit mean, Stuart. I've not gone as low on Stuart today. I thought most of the players did try. It just didn't click on the day. 5.5 I've given him. I thought he started well enough, but he did, as we needed to push for a goal, his game sort of fell apart just a little bit and he became a little bit more inconspicuous for me. But I will give him a 5.5 because I thought he did okay at times. Rodri had a firm grip on midfield, says Stuart, but could do nothing with it. Lacked creativity and inspiration. Stuart's given him a 4. I was watching Rodri the first half and thinking, yeah, he's okay, but he doesn't actually do anything. He doesn't have anything Fernando-esque where he actually puts through a ball on a sixpence to somebody, and he just wasn't creative. I think, as Stuart said there, creativity and inspiration. So I'll give him a 5.5. I'm not going to go mad at him because he didn't have that a bad a game. He did break things up, but again, perhaps it's a game we need a little bit more, and perhaps we're never going to see that. Rodri's Rodri, Ferner's Ferner, and Rodri, we just have to go with what he's got, and what he offers us. Bernardo Silva Stuart said, we'll be wondering for days why he took a touch rather than shooting when he had a golden chance. Definitely. So Stuart's given him a 4. I'm afraid my hero, Bernardo's going to get my lowest mark. Worked his socks off, of course he did. But again, he's a footballer. He should be able to at least have put one of those chances on target and score. And that's what it was. It was a matter of not being on target with them. They weren't saved as such, the 2 key ones he made. And that would have won us the game. We were just missing that bit of magic. We were just missing that bit of magic yesterday, weren't we? I'll take you back to another couple of Palace games and tight games, perhaps, in the summing up. But yeah, Stuart gave him a 4. I give him a 5. KDB hit the post and was the only City player with any drive or fresh ideas. Stuart's given him a 7. Yeah, I'll give him a 6.5. Yeah, it worked very hard. At least came close. A little unlucky. Say it's, you hit a post, all right, you're 2 or 3 inches wrong of scoring a goal, aren't you? But he was actually getting a little bit frustrated, 1 or 2 players around him as well, which is not good to see from a team morale point of view, not at this key stage of a game. I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, we know he wears his heart on his sleeve, but he was showing a lot of distaste for some of the stuff his colleagues, his teammates were doing. Riyad Mahrez, Stuart said, picked the wrong night for his lethal shooting ability to desert him. Yeah, he wasn't anywhere near, really, wasn't he? I didn't think, that's going in on any of his shots, even from the angle I had. Stuart's given him a 5. I'll give him a 5.5. We needed a Mahrez special. We didn't get one. He tried. It just wasn't quite working. And we needed a few specials from a few of our guys, didn't we? It just never happened. Phil Foden barely got into the game, says Stuart. He didn't. And when he did, he was lively than most. I kept looking for him. Where are you? What are you doing? He thought, of course, he's lively. But did he do much? Probably not. Stuart's given him a 5. I'd give him a 5.5. But again, just lacking that little bit of magic, that little bit of finesse to actually win a tight game for us. Jack Grealish, Stuart says, peripheral and ineffective in the first half. I would disagree with that, in all fairness. Teed up De Bruyne and Bernardo in a more productive second. Stuart's only given him a 5. I've actually given Jack Grealish a 6. I thought he had an okay game. I didn't think he had a bad first half, particularly compared to all the other City players. It wasn't the greatest first half, but I don't think he did. And at least he was setting things up for other players to do stuff in and around that box. It was a constant nuisance to the Palace defence. Perhaps, again, like some of the other guys, like the KDBs, like the Fodens, like the Mahrez's, Bernardo could have produced a little bit of magic, but he didn't. And there you go, 0-0. That's how it ended. So that's my summary, really. We talk about magic, don't we? Where's the Yaya or Sergio magic when you need him? A game that just needed one moment of magic. We would have gone and won that game. Palace wouldn't have come back. We would have had something to defend. Some sort of magic shot, calm finishing. It wasn't our night, and in all fairness, it probably should have been. And it's again, we're still up top. Of course, we are. It's a point. It could have been worse. It could have been 0 points. Though the way Palace sort of had a quick go at the end. Well done. So it could have been 0 points. So we go on, don't we? We go on, and as I say, we did everything apart from score a goal, but he just needed that little bit of finesse, that little bit of magic. Man of the match, I nearly didn't give one, but I'm going to have to give it John Stones. I say, I'll forgive him that last effort at the end where we were under pressure, and I think the whole team was beginning to panic by that stage anyway. So I'm going to give it John Stones. I don't think he's had one for a long time, so I'm going to give John Stones my man of the match. Let me know what you think, guys, and let me know about the player ratings, what you think your player ratings are as well. Interesting lot from Stuart Brennan there, if you notice, a lot of fours. He's obviously got one on him. I don't think the team deserved a lot of fours. I mean, the players who did very, very well, who just let us down at crucial times, but I think Stuart's been a bit mean with that. And yes, Stones, I mean, considering, we'd be struggling to get in this team if Diaz was fit. And that's a scary thing because for me, you know me, I'll bang the drum for John Stones. I won't bang the Palace drum, but I'll bang the drum for John Stones all the time to play. But in Diaz's absence, he's stepping up, and that's all we can ask. Our overall record now, yes, another draw. So we played 30 at Palace in the league. This is league games, won 14, drawn 8, lost 8. And scored 38. We didn't add to that, and we let in 28. We didn't let that increase either. Palace going forward, they had a game plan. Of course they did. Did they play any better than they did the Etihad? Possibly not. I can't remember the Etihad game that closely. I had a look at the match preview. They did more or less the same sort of thing. A bit of a smash and grab, put loads of men behind the ball. It wasn't exciting to watch at any stage. They did try and get us on the break, but for them, the game plan had to be to waste time, which we were very, very good at, starting with the goalkeeper. Also very, very good at feigning injuries, which again needs clamping down on for me. If a player goes down, he should, if he sort of walks off, he's not injured, he should be off the pitch for at least a minute or 2 minutes or something. There's got to be, but again, we're never going to clamp down on things. We can't even get VAR right. So what chance have we got of getting things like anti-football stuff right? Waste time, try and get us on the break, which they almost did a couple of times, but they'll take another draw, and that's what they did. They're very good at drawing anyway, and all credit to them. We weren't good enough to break them down. We came close a couple of times. Palace, total lack of ambition in that second half. On another day, they should have been punished. They should have lost that game and got absolutely nothing out of it. But in the end, they got the minimum they wanted and could have nicked it, which would have been a real travesty, in my opinion. They're 10th in the league. Yeah, that's what they are. Mid-table team, capable of doing okay. Got some good young players, some good players. But Mr. Silky Viera certainly knows how to send a team out to play anti-football, and that's what they did, which they got to say does the job against top teams, which is I suppose that's how they play it. If you want to go and watch that, and all credit to the Palace fans, they keep themselves entertained. They don't need the team to entertain them, do they? Just do their own, and all credit to them. The great atmosphere from Palace, and even the whole ground joins in occasionally with some of the stuff that without the drum, we know they're not as effective. They're pretty rubbish at the Etihad, but with that drum there and that little group of fans, they do get the atmosphere to a great level, and all credit to them. But I say they have to make their own entertainment if they watch this sort of crap every week. So yeah, Viera, I don't particularly on this basis want him anywhere near my club in the future. Simple as that. City, let's go on to City. Both City and Liverpool, of course, now the title in our hands. Liverpool can win it, City can win it. Is that good? Of course it's good. It's good for the TV. It's good for the media. It's not so good for our hearts. Of course it's not. But at the end of the day, if Liverpool win this season, thoroughly well done. Say all the ins and outs of VAR decisions for and against, stuff like that. But hey, at the end of the season after 38 games, these go against you, these go for you, and the best team wins, and all credit to them. But we're still ahead, we're 4 points ahead. I don't think Arsenal will beat Liverpool or draw with them even. Perhaps he will, and we're back to square one again. But obviously, the problem with City is Pep didn't believe he had anything on the bench to alter this game. He said he didn't want to ruin the flow of it. On that basis, there's a lot of games where City would never make a substitution, but obviously if you're 3 or 4-0 up, etc., you probably do. But yeah, that just proved to me he doesn't trust Jesus, he doesn't trust Sterling, doesn't trust Gundogan to some extent to add anything. And he was quite right. The team was doing all right. Although when we did get towards the end, we did get a bit panicking. We did get a little bit frustrated, and it nearly cost us. So I don't know what Pep said, but why not? Why not do something like, let's do something drastic, like take a guy who's wasn't doing much in the second half and put some. What about he's not an attacker? But why not swap Werner for Rodri? and just Ferner might have just produced that little bit of that ball different from deep that would have won the game for us, or Ferner might have produced something for Sterling to run on to, stuff like that. But Pep said he was happy with the team. I can see his point, but at the end of the day, that just tells the guys on the bench at the moment we've got a starting 11, and anybody out that played last night, and everybody else is just superfluous to the team at the moment, because that's what Pep's saying. And if that's how we're going to go forward, I think from a team management, a team morale point of view, we're gonna suffer, and I think we could end up losing this if we're not very careful, psychologically wise as well as on point. So that's my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think anyway. But it all comes down to Burnley away and Liverpool at home, of course. Win them, and I think we'll gain that momentum back. I think we'll gain the psychological advantage again if we win both those games. Obviously, Burnley to beat first. I'm not worried about the FA Cup. That'll sort itself out. But Burnley to beat first, and then Liverpool next. We had 10 cup finals, Pep said. We failed pretty much in our first. If it had been a cup final, it would have gone to penalties, and it could have gone anyway then, couldn't it? So, hey, we've got another 9. We've got another 9 cup finals left, plus a few real cup finals. Hopefully, at least one more cup final or 2 more cup finals, hopefully. But, in the league, we've got 9 left. And we must start. Put it to the back burner. We did everything but score. We came very close. On another day, 1 or 2 of those might have gone in, or we might have. But we just missed that little bit. Just missed that little bit of magic. Just one player to do something magical, and it was so near, so close a couple of times. But that's football. That's the wonder of football. But at least we tried to win the game, which is more than we can say for our opponents. But we're used to that, aren't we? Please, so I hope you enjoyed that. Please join me soon. We look forward to the Saints game, of course, with the preview, the odds show, and the history show, which looks back at our only 3 previous FA Cup meetings. Please have a tune in for that. It's like 10 or 11 minutes. Talk about 1910, 1960, and 2007, the last 3 times we played Southampton. So a little bit of information on that, a little bit of entertainment on that. So please tune in for that. And there will be a couple of other vlogs coming out. There's one came out a couple of days ago. If you're not caught up with it yet, a new feature. I know I do loads of stuff. A new one. This is the boys of 11-12, and I've started with a certain Mr. De Jong is the first one we look at, and his contribution and what he did for City. Not just that 11-12 period, but he was there for the other time he was at City as well. So part 1 is out now, so please check that out. Part 2 will be out in the next week or 2 after during the international break. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in your comments what you thought. As I say, disappointing, but hey, onwards and upwards. It's only football, isn't it? It's not life, but is it more important? Well, probably not. Probably not at the moment, guys. With what's happening in Ukraine, doesn't really matter at the end of the day. There's some more important things, isn't there, in life? I've tried to change some of the things the Ukraine cause. I know a lot of people do. I don't usually do that sort of thing, but I thought I would do that. But there's a lot worse things happening in the world, and let's move on. Southampton in the FA Cup. Let's book that Wembley place for a semi-final. Let's get behind them. If you're down there, can you see me? Come and see me. Come and give me a shout. Come and give me a nudge. Let's get behind the boys and roll us on to another Wembley appearance. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Thanks for watching, guys. What are you going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. To meet here again on the Citizen channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.